that group exist.
That's true, man. That's really something to consider. That's really something to consider.
It's just a slap in the face. That's a blatant.
And that's why in some aspects of our development, I definitely agree with you about certain things. Can we move a little past slavery? We
Right after slavery.
Right. Okay. Right after slavery. Let's talk now.
Abraham Lincoln only freed the slaves to fight the Civil War.
After slavery.
That's the only.
Okay. Modern day. What have we done in any way, shape, or form? I'll tell you a couple things what we haven't done. Okay. Right after slavery, so the slaves have the opportunity to get a name change if they want. This is something that really doesn't even matter, but this is just something that'll okay, so Europeans gave the African Americans the last names, European last names, to basically signify who owned them as they were slaves, basically. Okay, we get done with slavery. Why this is voluntary now, there's no law against this. Why did black people not go as far as to changing their last name? Maybe some families did, but most families didn't. So even now in today's age, you have anybody with the last name Berg, Whoopi Goldberg, a couple of different Bergs, I don't know, but Berg is that's a well-known, European, I guess, that's well-known European last
Slave
name.
owner's name.
Yeah. So we didn't try to reestablish or recreate us new. If we want to take it back to slavery times, as soon as it was over and we had the opportunity to make a change, and with last name, or maybe last name, I'm sure last names weren't as important back then as they are now. The woman want the man last name this, last name that, Mr., Mrs., that. I got you. The very first thing we could be identified by, and usually we got our last names. We're going ABC order, government documents, ABC order by last name. Why don't we change the last name first? So then we can keep passing it on. So you got people not changing the last name, then naming their kids after the last name, then their kids after the last name, and now we're in today's society. So now we still got last names of slave owners. So when you go do your my ancestry, blah blah blah, you just happen to get reminded of that. That's not necessarily something that that black people did wrong or were being lazy. That's not. But okay, we'll talk about something else. One of the things that I really don't like to get into, because it makes me seem like the bad guy, but that is something that is extremely true, is kids being born out of wedlock. In today's society, I feel like it's not appreciated to get married, to form the household, form the foundation of the house first. Get to the two parties, get themselves in a good position, then plan the baby. It's more normal for the baby to get made than for you to find someone to spend the rest of your life with. And I think that's the main reason why. I think that's a huge reason why more black people are incarcerated. A huge reason why there's more black on black crime. A huge reason why women get bashed. A huge reason why just tons of stuff. So right here, hold on. I got some good stats here. Right here, we're talking about non-married births from 18 and up, the year 1990 and the year 2016, only dealing with white and black races. I did not include the other minority races. Okay. So this is white women in 1990 that had a less than high school equivalent education. Okay. 38% of white women in 1990 that didn't finish high school had a kid that was out of wedlock. 38. So we'll say 4 out of 10 women did. 8 out of 10 black women did. Doubled. Okay. So then we go to, you're a little smarter. You got a high school degree. 18. That goes down for the white woman or the white. Well, you got to be a woman because a man can't have a kid. So that goes down for the white woman to 18% for the white woman. So now if the white woman has a high school degree, only 18% at that point have a kid out of wedlock. Black women is still 70%, 67%, I won't exaggerate. 67% of black women in 1990 with a high school degree had women out of wedlock. And then you go to the associate's degree, white women was 10%, went down again. Black women went down to 50%. Then with a bachelor's degree in 1990, 3% of white women, 3% had kids out of wedlock, and still 23% of black women that had bachelor's degree in 1990 still had kids out of wedlock. Now, I'm almost done with the wedlock. That was in 1990. All stats were for 1990. In 2016, the black woman still led with more than 20 more percent in high school. And I'm sorry, with less than a high school degree, the black woman still led in 2016. 82% of black women in 2016 that had less than a high school degree had a kid out of wedlock. If you line up 10 black women right here, 8 of them had kids and they wasn't married first, or that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, you tell me. And we moved down to black women with a high school degree. That's 30 more percent had kids out of wedlock. 52% for 52% for white women and 82% for black. Associate's degree, you got 34% for white women and 70% for black people. So even the black women that went to school that got an associate's degree, 7 out of 10 of them still had kids without being married. Okay. You go down to white women with having a bachelor's degree, 7%. So not even 1 out of the 10, but we'll round it up. 1 out of the 10 of white women that have a bachelor's degree in 2016 had a kid out of wedlock. That's only 1 in 10 of them. Women for black, 33%. We'll take it down and just say 33%. That's still 3 out of 10. We triple in theirs. You know what I'm saying? We triple in theirs, and we double in theirs and other things. And those are official statistics from child10.org, or I'm sorry, childtrend.org, and I'll post that link here so we can check out that graph that I had. What do you have to say about that, man? Just wedlock, or maybe we can get to a different thing. But what do you have to say? Don't you think that a little bit of that is starting the foundation of where the African American male or female is going to be? What happens in the household from 0 to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14?
Absolutely. And expanding on that, because this is where some of the millennials may or may not know, because even I was young or whatever. So when all of my disclaimer, all of my answers are going to be based off of our original topic. So with that being said, I believe, and somebody can comment, because I could be wrong. Somebody can comment. But I personally believe, at least in Lansing, I personally believe that it was either the summer of '84 or the summer of '86, crack cocaine hit Lansing.
Okay.
And when it hit Lansing, first of all, how you think crack cocaine got here?
I already know how they put it here for us.
Okay.
So we ain't got to get into it.
Which means now it comes to primarily the black community or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So when it comes to the black community, a lot of them was probably already pregnant or getting pregnant or whatever.
In the early 80s.
In the mid 80s.
Okay.
So you're going from the mid 80s, you're going everywhere from 85 to 90.
Okay.
85 to 90 is a whole period of time that I believe that the black man was purposely being taken out of the household. Now, what it does when the black man is taken out of the household, you're absolutely right. But I'm speaking on how the black man got out of the household. I don't believe that you have 100 families and initially, we could be deadbeats now, but initially,
yeah,
I don't believe that 8 out of 10 black men chose to be like, screw you, I'm leaving. Not 8 out of 10. We were taken out of the house for a drug that they put here. Now, when you're living in such poverty and you start making money to do X, Y, and Z, or just making money, period, whatever, then this is the only thing accessible to you. Yes, it's wrong. We do not encourage drugs, blah, blah, blah. However, 85 to 90, it was so rampant or whatever, it was coming around everywhere, whatever, that this is what you did and you got locked up for or whatever. This is like saying that right now, you probably still have people in a penitentiary back from 1990 that had 2 rocks in this pocket.